Hello and welcome to Raven's Training Ground Week 9. This is for August 20th of 2023. This week we had 24 commits from 4 different contributors, which brings our lifetime commits to 210 from 9 lifetime contributors, and we just wrapped up week 9 of 15. This week we had McFunkyPants come in and add a lava fall prefab using a UV shader, and we'll see that in just a second. MD Fuchs came in and built on his floor 1 generation system and now added a lock and key generation system for floor 1. Christian came in and did a lot with our battle system, including some bug fixing, as well as added the enhancements like buffs and debuffs, altered the code structure for heal base, hit points, and current HP, iterated on the structure between base states, enhancements, and the unit script. I went through and added back in the take damage animation, added the scene transition going in and out of battle, added wands, hats, and started in on the pants of the different characters as player equipment. So let's jump on over to the demo here. First I want to take a look at McFunkyPants' lava fall here. So that is really cool. I like the texturing of it. I do like the animation of it. I like the light that is coming out of it. So thank you very much, McFunkyPants. We're going to build that into the level design where the battle will probably be taking place down here, and you can just constantly see that lava going around. Next I want to jump to floor 1 so we can look at MD Fuchs' battle system. So we looked at it last week where all of the templates were hanging out down here and all of the art was being built upon. But now, if we hit play, this generator does its job. Wherever I went. There we go. So now, it not only does the start room and the end room, but it throws a bazillion rooms in between. And you can see how all the different rooms get connected in here. You can see the enemies walking around. The trees are providing our shade. We have our treasure rooms over here. And let's see if I can find our end. Way over here. There we go. There's our end portal to take us into floor 2. So all of that is feeding into our mini-map down here. There we go. Forgot the words. And you can see the horrific clothing that I have started in on down there. But you can see that we can navigate through it. We can see the different colliders that are in place. So that is coming along very nicely. Thank you for that, MD Fuchs. Next, I want to take a look at where we are in the battle scene. Maybe. First, I want to talk about the different items that I was working on with the art. So in previous weeks, we have had everybody having a different style of wand. Now everybody now has their own base wand, and attached to them is all the other different kinds of wands, so that way we can toggle on whichever one is active. So for now, we'll turn that, oops, reverse that, turn that back on, and turn everything else off. There we go. And we also have started with the clothing elements of it. So if we look at Tristan here, we can see cube 3 is his normal legs. We can turn that off, and he's just a floating torso. And we could turn on his other pants. There we go. So there's like his jeans. Those are his khakis. And those are his like nightfall or like really cool disco futuristic type of pants. So we have that working on all of the different male characters, so we can see all of them stacked on top of each other like that, which is not pretty. So we just leave one on at a time. That took quite a bit of iteration to figure out how to do. And then on the women's side, we have skirts. So we have 3 different kinds of skirts. We have our like black and white traditional one. We have this very festive looking one with different color tights, I believe. Maybe. And then we also have our base legs on there, and we can also turn that off and have a floating torso over there. So that is requiring a lot more rework than I was anticipating, because I have to retexture everything and then go back through and remake the model on all of the characters. They aren't copying and pasting very well between the different models. So that's part of my progress for the upcoming weeks. But let's go ahead and get rid of all these guys so we can see where we're at with our battle system here. Go ahead and hit play, and we can see some of what Christian has been working on. So there's our animation to go into battle here. So we can still advance through it with the space key, and I believe all these damages are all of the damage that we're doing is sufficient enough to kill the enemy. And so we get our end battle scene here. We can press the continue button and we're taken back into the overworld over here. And let's see if we can find an enemy. There we go. So there's our transition to go into it. So we have the flow working in and out of battle. The details of it are still missing, but we still have plenty of time to get to that. Speaking of which, if we look at the Trello board, a lot of this week is going to be me iterating on the art for both the 2D overworld, now that we have the generation system working, as well as Battle 3, now that we have McFunkyPants' Lava Fall working in there. Gonna add some post-processing, as well as finish up the clothing elements. We move back the inventory system and the currency system to the following week. We still have some room for writing, as well as music and narration. And then we're working into playtesting, as well as just general testing. So that is our weekly update for Raven's Training Ground.